Winning the Heisman Trophy is the pinnacle of college football glory. It's the golden ticket, the dream moment, the I've made it before you've actually, you know, made it. But here's the plot twist. Some of those golden boys didn't just struggle in the NFL, they crashed and burned like a rookie trying to run the no huddle in Madden on all Madden difficulty. These are the Heisman winners who went from unstoppable in college to forgettable in the pros. And trust me, this list is stacked. Let's break down some of the biggest Heisman Trophy NFL failures. Ah, yes, Marcus Mariota, the man who made Oregon's offense look like a cheat code. In 2014, he threw for over 4,400 yards, rushed for nearly 800 more, and totaled 58 touchdowns with just 4 picks. He was smooth, fast, and efficient, like a Tesla on autopilot. The Titans made him the second overall pick, and he came out of the gate hot, 4 touchdowns in one half during his debut. Nashville was ready to build him a statue after one game, but the spark fizzled. Mariota struggled to read NFL defenses, held the ball way too long, and his once electric offense turned sluggish. Add in injuries, fractured fibula, elbow nerve damage, you name it, and by 2019, he was benched for Ryan Tannehill, who immediately led the team deep into the playoffs. From franchise savior to journeyman backup, just like that. And if Mariota's story felt like a slow fade, the next guy's career was more like a roller coaster with no brakes. Jameis came into the league as the ultimate boom or bust prospect. At Florida State, he was the man. 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, a national title, and a Heisman as a freshman. He looked like he'd walk into the NFL and pick defenses apart. Instead, defenses picked him apart. His first NFL pass was a pick 6. That pretty much set the tone. Jameis had cannons for arms, but a magnet for defenders. For every gorgeous deep strike, there was an equally spectacular turnover. By 2019, he hit a stat line that felt made up: 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. He became the first player to enter the 30 for 30 club, and not the ESPN kind. Tampa swapped him out for Tom Brady and won a Super Bowl instantly. Meanwhile, Jameis bounced to New Orleans, had flashes, got hurt, and now floats around as a backup. A Heisman winner with all the tools, except the one that stops throwing to the wrong team. But if Winston was a walking contradiction, our next guy was a walking headline. Johnny Football, the original college football rock star. He didn't just win the Heisman, he owned Saturdays, backyard-style magic, jaw-dropping scrambles, and more swagger than a TikTok influencer at the ESPYs. But the NFL isn't impressed by frat party antics. Johnny slid to the 22nd pick, texted the Browns to wreck the league together, and proceeded to wreck his own career. He started just 8 games, barely completed 58% of his passes, and looked lost in actual NFL playbooks. Meanwhile, off the field, he was skipping meetings, hitting Vegas in disguises, and showing up in tabloids more than end zones. By 2016, he was out of the league, bouncing around the CFL and AAF like a cautionary tale in real time. Talent, undeniable; commitment, somewhere between whatever and non-existent. And if Johnny Football was Hollywood chaos, the next Heisman hero was Sunday school, literally. Before he even stepped on a college field, ESPN made a documentary calling him the chosen one. He won 2 national titles, a Heisman, and inspired millions with his speeches. He was football's ultimate underdog hero. Then came the NFL. The Broncos drafted him in the first round despite a throwing motion that looked like he was trying to start a lawnmower. He didn't play at first, but when he did, Tebow time happened. 6 fourth-quarter comebacks, a playoff win over the Steelers, and a nation losing its mind. Then Peyton Manning signed, Tebow got traded, and that was that. A 47.9% career completion rate told the real story. His leadership was elite. His arm, not so much. He tried baseball, broadcasting, and even a comeback as a tight end. None stuck. Tebow's college legend is untouchable. His NFL run was a miracle that expired fast. From divine intervention to high-octane innovation, our next guy was supposed to be the future of the league. In 2011, RG3 was electric. 4,300 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, Heisman winner, and the man who made Baylor nationally relevant. Washington traded a king's ransom to draft him second overall. And for one season, he was worth every pick. Rookie of the Year, division title, and highlight reels for days. He shredded defenses through the air and on the ground. Then came the knee, a brutal ACL-LCL tear in the playoffs against Seattle. He rushed back too soon, lost his explosiveness, and never looked the same. By 2014, he was benched. By 2015, he was inactive. A career that looked destined for greatness turned into a what could have been faster than a blown coverage. While RG3's downfall was tragic, the next guy's career was a masterclass in bad timing and worse knees. In 2008, Sam Bradford looked like the safest quarterback prospect in years. 4,700 yards, 50 touchdowns, textbook mechanics. He was built in a quarterback lab. The Rams took him #1 overall and handed him $50 million guaranteed. He even won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Then the injuries started. High ankle sprains, torn ACLs, 2 seasons in a row. By the time he was healthy, he'd been traded around like a rental car. Eagles, Vikings, Cardinals. He threw for over 100 touchdowns in his career, but never won a playoff game. Bradford made a fortune, just not many memories. And if Bradford was safe but unlucky, the next guy was Golden Boy turned Hollywood extra. At USC, Matt Leinart wasn't just good, he was college football royalty. A Heisman, 2 national titles, and a 37-2 record as a starter made him the face of a dynasty. He was smooth, confident, and made Saturdays in LA feel like red carpets. He could have gone pro after his junior year and been a top pick, but he returned for his senior season chasing legacy. By the 2006 draft, questions about his arm strength and athleticism knocked him down to the 10th pick, landing with the Cardinals. He showed flashes as a rookie, but once Kurt Warner took over, Leinart never got the job back. His work ethic was questioned, and off the field, he leaned into the Hollywood lifestyle more than the grind. Bounced around a few teams, never stuck, and by 2012, he was out of the league. A college superstar whose NFL career faded faster than a USC student's parking permit. All right, enough quarterbacks. Let's switch gears to a bulldozer who ruled college football but couldn't smash through NFL walls. Ron Dayne wasn't just a great college running back. He was a freight train with a helmet. At Wisconsin, he bulldozed his way to an NCAA career rushing record with over 7,100 yards. Defenders didn't tackle him, they just braced for impact. The Giants grabbed him 11th overall in 2000, expecting that same unstoppable force. But the NFL doesn't part like the Big Ten on a cold Saturday. His power game didn't translate against faster, stronger defenses. He lacked top-end speed, conditioning became a concern, and he quickly found himself in a thunder and lightning backfield with Tiki Barber, where Barber became the star. Dayne never topped 800 rushing yards in a season and was out of the league by 2007. One of college football's most dominant backs became a reminder that brute force alone doesn't cut it on Sundays. From power runner to record breaker, our next guy's downfall was all about system shock. In 1989, Andre Ware was rewriting college football like it was a video game with no difficulty setting. Running Houston's run-and-shoot offense, he threw for 4,699 yards and 46 touchdowns in just 11 games, numbers that felt straight out of NCAA football on easy mode. He made history as the first black quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy, and the NFL took notice. The Lions drafted him 7th overall in 1990, except their coaching staff didn't even want him. He was a front office pick, not a locker room fit, and once he got to Detroit, the system shock hit hard. The NFL wasn't ready to adapt to Houston's wide-open offense, and Ware wasn't ready to adapt to the NFL's playbooks. He struggled to beat out Rodney Peete, rarely saw the field, and was out of the league by 1994. Ware's college system was ahead of his time, but in the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong team. And finally, the only man to win the Heisman twice, a college legend, an NFL afterthought. Archie Griffin's college resume is untouchable. He's the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner in history, 1974 and 1975. And at Ohio State, he was a machine, consistent, explosive, and nearly impossible to stop. He led the Buckeyes to 4 Big Ten titles and became a living legend in Columbus. But in the NFL, the magic didn't carry over. Drafted by the Bengals in the first round, Griffin spent 7 seasons in the league and totaled just 2,808 rushing yards, averaging a little over 400 a year. He never scored more than 4 touchdowns in a season. Durable? Yes. Dominant? Not even close. It wasn't a crash and burn career like some others on this list, more like a quiet fade. The only 2-time Heisman winner ended up being a solid role player, not a star. Proof that college greatness doesn't always translate, even for the most decorated of them all. Winning the Heisman means you're the best in college, but succeeding in the NFL, that's surviving among the best in the world. Some Heisman winners become legends in both arenas. Barry Sanders, Charles Woodson, guys who made Sundays theirs. But for every icon, there's a cautionary tale. Which Heisman flameout shocked you the most? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you enjoyed the trip down What Happened to Lane, hit that like button and subscribe for more sharp, witty breakdowns every week.